Well then, I hope we're here. Everything is working. Great.
Great.
I think the live stream should work. We're live again. I have some housekeeping to do to let everybody know. I'm sorry we haven't been here 2 weeks ago. It has been a holiday in Austria, and I thought about maybe doing something on my own and just being like at home and having just a little conversation and talk with y'all about stuff I was thinking about. But then my wife sort of got in the way, and she wanted to have some like time off together and stuff. And I, of
Which
course,
is good.
Yeah,
Like, as a CEO, that kind of take time off. It is also a good thing.
yeah, and spend some time with my family.
Yeah, definitely.
So this absolutely was something that happened. So I wasn't doing something alone, and Danielle sort of course, was in the same boat. And from our last experience of trying to do something remote, I just didn't bother asking him because like
don't.
us not being in the same place did work out like last time, and I wasn't sure if we gonna like be able to do it this time. But I do have better internet now at home, so I finally got my broadband access. Just
Proper broadband.
random fact. Yeah.
Yeah.
Great. So this was the housekeeping I wanted to do. But other than that, thanks for being here. We want to sort of like pick up where we left off, which means like talking about questions you have been sending us. And a lot of questions over the last couple of months have been about the SPN and how our subscriptions work and stuff. We saw a little bit of confusion there, and we wanted to take the time today to like talk about the differences that have been present on our webpage till now and how we sort of want to move forward. Some thoughts from Danielle about purchasing online stuff and so on, and go in this whole topic. So yeah, let's jump right in. Do you know about the changes? I guess you do on the homepage.
I saw the change, yes. But that's not a part of area that I'm heavily involved in. So I watched the changes somewhat from the sidelines, which was fun, and I think I like the result a lot. So I think we're definitely moving in the right direction, and I like where we're going, and I think it makes it easier on multiple aspects, and yeah. Do you want to jump in and share what we changed and what we're talking about?
Sure. We can. I prepared a little screenshot for us to see so that we're all on the same picture. So you can see there to the left of us a screenshot of the current like design of the homepage. And there are a couple of things in here that I like. First off, what I personally like, and I know I jump right in there, is this Portmaster add-on thing in the top. It's so great, actually. Like the idea was from Luke to have an icon there as well to clearly communicate the SPN is not a separate thing. It's part of the Portmaster, and it's something in addition into the Portmaster. And I think add-on just is great wording there as well. What do you like the most when you're seeing this?
I particularly like the packaging itself. Kind of the also emphasizing the one-time thing, because we, of course, we think of it as a subscription, because in order to use the SPN you have to kind of subscribe in the sense of you have to pay monthly. But that had so many implications, like how users thought of it. They were like, okay, so they're gonna charge me monthly. So how does that work? And we saw people buying a month and then kind of canceling their subscription kind of in the system because they didn't want to be charged again. They were just trying to try it out. And we were confused by that until we realized, oh wait, okay, they only want a month and they don't want to be recharged because especially with credit cards and PayPal, it may not be as clear to the user if they entered an agreement to do it monthly or not. So this makes it so much clearer that, okay, you buy this one package and you get the SPN for this amount of time, and that's kind of the one-time deal you're going into. You don't commit to like sending us money forever.
And you're correct in regards to maybe people like thinking they might have been charged again. This happened to me once, actually for saving, where I thought I'm doing a one-time purchase, and I was very, very, very careful of only doing a one-time purchase. But I think it was a little bit of a mischievous company. This is the reason why I wanted to use PayPal in the first place. And they actually then started charging again. And I immediately stopped after getting the first recurring charge. In this case, sadly, PayPal was not on our side, and they said, well, I clicked the thing, and I'm like, I never clicked anything. I was so careful. Yeah. So maybe dark patterns and stuff you should watch out there. But we wanted to communicate it more clearly. We don't want to like trick you into anything. This is the reason why, like, in the first place, we suggested a subscription, even though it was not one, and now it says billing one-time payment clearly on top, and below it says billing does not auto renew. So of course, if you're buying 3 months, you're getting 3 months of service, but after that you have to go in and buy another 3 months to continue using it. And maybe in regards to you not getting emails and only knowing about maybe, well, some people cancel, I think this has to do of how we do support. Usually, I don't know how people know this. If you already wrote support, or if you are one of the people who wrote us in some questions to hello@safing, those emails come into our support system, which usually will be answered by either David, who's not here, or me at the moment, very frequently. So I'm the one who's doing the email things. They have been getting more at the moment. We're sort of splitting them. But if it's on GitHub, of course, Danielle is usually the active one on GitHub. So people, you're getting all the technical stuff.
Exactly.
And you have to tell me what sort of issues people are having with the Portmaster and stuff. And I can tell you what are suggestions and great ideas people have. And there are very cool ideas out there.
That's cool. So I get the problems and you get the fun stuff.
But I would argue creating and building the Portmaster is a lot of fun, hopefully, as well.
It is fun, yes. It is.
Yeah, so this is try to figure out how to improve upon this by the next time. I know I promised I'm doing it till this time, but obviously it did not work. I might be able to switch internet. You think this will break the stream?
Well, right now we're I think
it should not be that bad.
Yeah, I think it's working again now, so
okay.
Maybe before we change network, just let's see if it works now.
Okay. Sorry, guys. I'm very sorry in that regard. Maybe I did not intend on talking about this, but actually our lease for this building is about to run out by the start of next year. We have been here since February 2020, and I don't know if I talked about this.
Been here.
Exactly. But of course, most of us have been remote and in home office for the period of the lockdowns and stuff in Austria. So we actually haven't properly moved in. There are still packages like tables we haven't built just because some people just aren't in the office all that much and are working from home usually. So, wait, there is a message. Thank you. Can you read it?
I'll read. So I think it's called Andres. It says, "Great work, guys. Big Safing fan." And then Trash Beard says, "Love your guys' work. Saw y'all as a sponsor."
Oh yeah,
so
for the Linux experiment.
Yeah.
We're liking the Linux experiment.
Yeah.
Nick a lot as well, and we've been working with him for quite some time now. Is it a year or something like that?
Could be. I'm not.
Yeah.
Yeah, it could be.
Could be. Well,
I
so
think it is. Yeah.
back to the topic of the office. So thank you for the shout outs. We currently are, let's address this first. Currently are like trying to engage with the community more. We have been working and very busy and still are. So if you have been writing us emails in the last couple of months, I am very sorry. I had some laying around for over a week before answering them. But I hope that we're now back on track again, and feedback, like with the live stream as well. Thank you guys, is always appreciated. If YouTube isn't your thing, I so understand, and you can of course always write emails. We are thinking of maybe putting a signal up there officially so that you can contact us in a more private way, or maybe PGP keys. I know some people have asked for this. This, of course, so much is what is on our minds as well. Not having like everything in the open, of course. The Portmaster itself, of course, is very much an ad blocker and stuff like this. So yes, we're thinking about it, haven't come around this. It's from a priority perspective. We are trying to fix the Portmaster for everyone first, and then trying to get the communication in place for those who want to reach out. And if you want to...
A lot of stuff to check with. Yeah. I think what I need to say up before is that we are going to get vastly better internet access from the office, hopefully soon. So we all know that soon is never stands for no particular time period at all, so we don't know, but yeah.
I had to do some construction work for getting new internet at my place, and I waited for it over 9 months. I hurried after signing the contract to do it in the next week. I had to dig an underground tunnel to get the cable into my house, and
Small tunnel.
Yeah, but it has been a couple of meters, so I had to dig. Was very intense work. I took a whole weekend, and then they sort of were like, "Okay, thanks for doing this. We will get you the internet soon, just as you were saying." Soon. And then it took 9 months. So,
but they said they kind of that was near the procedure. It should have gone faster. At least what they said.
Yeah. And in the end, it was, of course, everybody else's fault, but no one in particular. So
So we still have our hopes up. So yeah. Okay, let's get back to topic.
Back to the topic. Which topic? The office one or the...
No. The real topic.
The real topic. Okay. We're changing stuff on the SPN page. I have moved it away, but I think you can look at it. It's already online. I just took a screenshot from the website itself. And as I already started saying, we're moving, or as you were saying, we were moving towards a more package-focused system so that people understand we're not charging anybody by the month. You have to actively put in money into your account to continue using the SPN.
Yeah, one addition to already online. So it's online on the website. But if you look closely on the address, there's safing.io and there's account.safing.io. They look very similar. Because that was the goal, to like streamline the experience, but they're actually two different services. So we've updated the website, the main website, but account.safing.io, the account server, that's still waiting on for the update. So we're slowly kind of progressively doing the change everywhere, but we wanted to get it out quick because we saw the need. And we're gonna like procedurally improve and streamline all these changes over the coming months.
That is true. Yeah.
So there might be some confusion there. We'll try to keep it low, but yeah.
This sadly is sort of the theme that we're currently in. We're introducing new stuff, especially on the technical side, especially currently around the SPN, because the Portmaster already has been out for quite some time. And usually we're like, okay, if we release this feature now, how can we sort of adopt the settings that could be there in a way that are non-confusing, like misleading or anything, because when it comes to privacy, like in security, it's always the correct decision that improves it. And sadly, if the information is bad, the decisions that the user can make is usually the place where the privacy like suffers. And so we want to surface good information first, give you the information to act upon, and then give you the tools to actually improve afterwards. Because otherwise, no one can say like what settings like were changed a month ago or something, and then after like the updates, you maybe would be in the position of understanding actually what this change could be do and what impact it would have. But because you forgot, like it's in the past, and then bad security, bad privacy, and overall experience.
Yeah.
We sort of moved away from the whole main topic here.
Yeah, we have to get back to it.
Because I wanted let me. I know it wasn't announced, but let me go into the whole thing. You recently, maybe this is a sneak peek here, and I think the live stream is exactly for stuff like that. About like
moving into topics unprepared. Yeah. Totally.
Yeah, this is so true. But yesterday, I think, or for like Tuesday, you had a focus meeting about getting the Portmaster work better by default.
Yeah.
And I just thought with talking into this direction, I think this would be a great topic.
Sure.
You want to share some stuff?
Sure. So we sat together and thought about how does the Portmaster break it with its default settings, break the experience of users. And there are a couple of things that we've seen in support requests. One is allowing incoming connections. That creating rules for an application isn't that as easy as we've anticipated. So we're gonna change around a couple of things, only slightly actually, but it'll improve user experience a lot. So we're looking forward to that. That'll happen in the coming. I have to be very careful here.
It will happen after beta, probably.
But it's in the pipeline, so we're going there. So that's one thing we've seen, and the other thing is a bit more complex, where we've seen that there are applications, for example, the Windows App Store, that installs different versions on different paths on the operating system, and that leads to the Portmaster detecting every version as a separate application, which means if you configure settings for one version, the settings are gone for the next version, and that's something we really need to fix, and we'll start preparations for that, and then we'll have explicit support for distribution systems like the Windows Store, where we know how the behavior exactly is and can adapt to that, but also will give users the option to do very granular matching of processes to settings. So you can, if you want to take a whole folder and say everything that runs in that folder is this application. So like if you are a gamer, I'm like, okay, I want the same settings for all my Steam games, and I want to kind of be presented in the Portmaster as one application. Then I can just create a Steam Games app and use the Steam Apps folder as the matching parameter, and it'll just throw everything in there, and then you're set up with that. So that, and if anyone of you loves regex, that will be there too. So there will be different options how to group different processes into one application as the Portmaster detects that. And that's a bit a bigger change. That'll take a little longer, but this is one of the big important things we see to make the Portmaster work by default. And as soon as that is ready, we are going to move somewhat in the direction of providing templates for settings. We don't know yet how this will look like, so I'm a bit will let us and the community together to collect settings for apps that other users will then be able to use to make it easier. So, for example, you have, to stay with the example, you have Steam, and we or someone else creates a template that confines Steam exactly as it needs, and blocks all the trackers, and the conversion works, then we can publish that, and other Portmaster users can use that set of settings easily for them too, without having to go through the same process themselves, finding out what works best.
And we're thinking about this in a broader way, of course, for the future as well. But
yeah, so there will be a preliminary version that will have rather soon, and then there will be a very... Sorry, I said the word again. I'm really sorry.
I will cringing already. I don't say soon. People will think this will be this summer, and it's not. I'm going to go into the timeline a little bit as well later.
So, and then we are, if any of you have ever seen the threat level or the network rating system that we've been sunsetting for some time now. So that will get out, and instead of that, we'll create a very extensive system that will be able to layer settings and do like dynamic changes depending on your network and all that stuff. So this will be very powerful, but that needs a lot of time to get it right. And so we're creating a preliminary system to get the feature out so people can use the Portmaster more easily, but the system that will replace also that one, which will migrate, of course, will be created a bit later. So that will take more time, more thought, but right now we need to get stuff working.
Yeah. This is so true. Can you read the last two comments? Not out loud, but maybe just for yourself, and then we can come to them, and I quickly go through the timeline of when people can expect this, because it's too far over and I can't read it. No, I just quickly explain the timeline, and
great.
So,
great.
And because you were saying the bad word soon, and maybe prepare an answer. This is what I was thinking.
Oh, I see. That's
sweet. Okay. So in that regard, what we, from a timeline perspective, have in the pipeline currently is we're almost done with the network monitor, the new one currently. And I think we showed it last live stream. So 4 weeks ago, as I said in the beginning. Sorry, not have been here 2 weeks ago. The new network monitor will be a sort of like a search bar, and it will show everything that's going on in your system, and you can then select and put it into different views. At the moment, how this would work is it would be less like from a functionality perspective. It will be deeper, of course, because you can search for applications, you can see, but then, for instance, every application that wants to connect to a certain domain in there as well. So it will be broader in that sense. One major thing that will be sort of like missing in the beginning is a live view. As far as I can tell, this will come fairly soon, but we want to get the design update out there faster, because it also comes with the possibility of having the sort of like a history module attached to it as well. I talked about most of this stuff back in the beginning of the year. Those are the settings and those are the features that I want to have in before moving to beta officially, and this is the highest priority at the moment. We want to get this out, we want to have this in there. Also part of this is, of course, import exports and stuff like this, so that it is easier to move the settings of one greatly configured Portmaster to another place, or maybe share it with others, but don't install like import backups of people you don't trust, just to put that out there. So those are like the next steps, and this will take longer than the summer, but we're looking like we're fairly confident it will happen during the summer, and that by the end of the summer we can move officially into a beta state as well. And then we are starting to tackle the things Daniel just was talking about. So the compatibility, of course, but similar things as well. So it's not something where I can say for sure that it will happen in Q4, but it's looking good at the moment that we at least will have some parts of it in Q4. So yeah, December. Q4 is a nice way of saying December. Of course, it starts earlier, but I just want to make get the expectations clear here. You want to like share something, address it?
Yeah, sure. So Trash asked about notes, and I think I remember the issue, and the request was to be able to add little snippets of notes to a domain or an IP address or a network or something like that in order to kind of start your own catalog of knowledge base and things you've researched in the past, so that if you see it in the future, you're like, okay, I've seen that domain, I've researched it, and that was my output. I personally think that's an amazing feature, and that fits perfectly into the threat modeling approach that we're taking. But that also means that this feature will become part of that package, and that package will take a while until we get there. But you already you can add comments to rules. So if you create a rule, for example, for a domain to either block it or to allow it, you can add a comment to that rule stating why you blocked it, or like what your findings on that domain or such were. And you can do that just by adding another space and a hashtag. The hashtag symbol in many programming languages is the symbol for a comment, and then you can do whatever behind that hashtag. So
secret pro features.
Yeah.
The Portmaster.
I think it's documented in the help thing. I'm not sure though, but the Portmaster will just ignore everything after that symbol. So just put the hashtag sign. What was the sign called before hashtags were a thing?
Pound symbol.
The pound symbol, really?
Yes.
Okay, I remember some other name, but yeah. Okay. So
yeah.
Use the hashtag symbol to add comments to rules.
Hashtag comment.
Hashtag comment until we have support to do an actual knowledge base. Yeah, but we like that, and we will take that into consideration when we get to the whole threat modeling thing. Yeah.
No, it's a great feature, a great suggestion, and I would use it myself as well. I think with the new network monitor in particular, where you can actually then see where this connection in what apps it everywhere appears and stuff. I think this can help as well to actually investigate it better. But also the history module is important for this and stuff. So we understand that there are a couple more steps required for it. And I don't know, I mean, going from one follow-up topic that we sort of stumbled into the next one, I'm just thinking we sort of abandoned the whole idea of where we wanted to go.
Okay.
Would be and I like it, it's more interactive in that way, but I think from that particular part, and you were talking about help pages and you were talking about information. We worked on FAQs for a bit, and we sort of were missing something like a knowledge base for support as well. We tried to build one. We have one in the tool that we're using for the email stuff, but then it's not the same as with the GitHub stuff. And of course, if you all would have access to it, it might reduce just questions in general. So the frequently asked questions now have a place on the docs page. I know there are ones on the get help page as well, but those are more for people who are interested in before they download, before they get into the SPN and stuff. At the moment, we're not those are different to update. And the ones on GitHub itself are fairly easy. They are also integrated into the Portmaster itself. I think this was the best. Are they? They are already.
No.
Okay, sorry.
But, okay, I'm really trying hard not to say the word we're not supposed to say. So
okay,
I'm gonna say they'll be
Is it implemented?
Stable in. No, not yet, but it'll be stable in about 6 to 8 weeks.
6 to 8 weeks? Isn't it in this sprint?
Yeah, but then it's going beta, and then it's going.
Okay.
I think the network monitoring one will also go in beta, so that'll take a bit more time, maybe in beta.
Mm-hmm.
So I would say 6 to 8, maybe earlier, but 6 to 8 weeks.
Mm-hmm. You see our time frame we're thinking in, but
if you want cool stuff earlier and are okay with switching back to stable channel, I always love telling people about there's a setting called release channel, which is unstable, which means that's the place where we really don't want to break stuff. But if you're fine with things breaking occasionally and then either working around it yourself, reporting it, and then going back to stable, you can select beta on there, which means you'll receive features about 2 to 4 weeks earlier.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we're testing them. Most of us are on the beta release channel stuff. We had a whole live stream about that earlier. Please don't. If you're confused, of course, you can ask in the live chat. Or if you're watching this later, you can, of course, watch the live stream before. There are some nice screenshots in there as well.
Entry for that. That's a good idea.
Yeah, you can go right away and maybe we can put this into the description. I am underusing this description box till now, so maybe we can start doing this.
I'll do a short FAQ and we can put it there. Great.
Sure. Let's do this. 6 weeks is far out, I know, but of course you can already visit it on the docs page. And this was the reason, moving faster, being able to put out new FAQs quicker, having them as GitHub issues and just labeled with FAQ was the way for us to go. And also because we then can collect them and grab put them into the Portmaster as well easier. We're already doing this, and there's a whole live stream about this as well. I think that has been one on YouTube where we talked about the whole how we have the GitHub issues and stuff collected and then moved to the Portmaster.
Yeah, I think so.
It's on YouTube. We think so, yeah. So you can, of course, have a look. But there, we talked about this earlier as well. The Portmaster never connects to GitHub directly. It pulls, when it pulls the updates, a list of issues, and you can see the headlines in there. And then when you click on it, then you're getting forwarded to GitHub.
Yeah, so...
But it's clearly labeled, I hope, so you know that you will be leaving the Portmaster and opening a web page. But until you click that link, no connection to Microsoft has been opened. Nobody else has been seeing that you have been searching for this. It's all locally.
Yeah, so it downloads all the issues from our server and then searches them locally. Yeah. So you don't ever have a connection to GitHub or Microsoft, and your search query or the title you enter, which is the search query, never leaves your device. Yeah. So everything's private, everything's good.
And this, of course, will be great with the FAQ as well. If you're already having an issue and want to create an issue, and then you see, there is already an FAQ article for this, might as well click on it. Hopefully it is helpful. If not, of course, write us an email or write an actual issue.
Create an issue,
if it is an issue, then you already know it will be Daniel reading it first, probably, or maybe Pranav. And if it's an email, it might be David or me, probably me at the moment, or at least I will see it as well. I tend to read through all of them, even if I'm not the one answering. Yeah, just want to know what you guys are saying, what is happening, what sort of issues are there with the Portmaster, how we can be better, make better.
Definitely.
And move forward.
I want to answer another question from Trash. He asked whether there's a document or a process regarding how to research domains or IPs. Well, there isn't specifically a process. There's, I think one thing you can go into is something called OSINT, open source intelligence, which is kind of the process of collecting all public data about a thing, in this case, a company or a domain or something. If you're doing stuff in the browser, there are browser extensions that will help you look into that. If you're investigating an application, usually just checking who owns the domain is probably one of the easiest things to do. Who owns the domain and who owns the IP address. The IP address owner we show in the Portmaster if you are in the, I think, advanced view, advanced user interface mode. That's then called the autonomous system number or autonomous system owner, or AS owner or organization. That is the entity that owns the IP address. That's a good hint. Plus the owner of the domain, which you'll have to look up yourself in your browser. That's always a good way to start your search into something. Yeah.
Thanks for sharing. No, maybe not something I would put an FAQ article out there, but I think
I already thought about it, but if you don't think so.
if you want, you can chug in there whatever you want. At this point, we're like, we want to communicate more. We want to, of course, communicate better as well. But at the moment, we know we're usually too silent. We don't communicate enough. And we need to get up our cadence. But we're mostly like technical people. And this is sort of the reason why we're starting the live stream as well. Just like making it easier to actually have a conversation and stuff. There has been another one. I'm so sorry. Next time I will try to have a better view at the...
No, Trash says thanks.
Okay. So, well, you're welcome. You are welcome. Okay. Well then.
Are we going back to the actual topic?
No, I think we're putting an end to this today's
I think the most important part of the actual topic was that we're kind of moving to a simpler and a lot easier to understand way of ordering or subscribing
to the SPN.
Yeah.
Okay. But the original topic, which we actually wanted to talk about. But
yeah. So,
I understand. Like there is, and for us, of course, it's important. We're thinking about making stuff easier, making our whole like communication work together and stuff. And this has been a lacking area. And so this is the reason why we wanted to bring it up. I sort of forgot that we did the FAQ thing as well. I think this has been a great
that was good
thing to get into.
Yeah.
And because I like to use this time to have some sneak peeks, I think having the sneak peek, like the Q4 sneak peek about the better like working out of the box with more programs and telling you that we're aware that, of course, yes, we understand that you want to sort of move and work with multiple applications at the same time. I do too. Yes, I don't like clicking through multiple applications and configuring them individually every time I install the Portmaster. But it's from a priority perspective.
We're getting there.
Yeah.
Slowly, but steadily.
Yeah.
Step by step.
Yeah, and so thank you for your patience. Thank you for your participation. If you have any suggestions about the live stream as well, we have moved our audio. It's now a proper microphone. We are thinking of getting the camera, moving that as well. Maybe move the location, sitting in front of a table and something. Not having it as short as it currently is and stuff. So we're thinking about all of this, and then of course everything together with improving the internet, improving stuff like the chat and so on. So please hit us an email, hello@safing.io, or just leave a comment below the video. I'm also reading those. I think that was me. You have something to add?
If you've been using the Portmaster for some time, just go to docs.safing.io and read through the FAQ articles, the new ones. There might be a couple of things that are interesting for you and might also make some things clearer. So, and if you have suggestions for FAQ entries that you think that would be great that we kind of explain a bit better about the Portmaster, please raise any issues, send an email, write me on Twitter, whatever.
At Dahavi.
Yeah, that's me. So yeah, we want to know what you want to know, so we can give you the information you need.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Last comment.
That's it. One last comment. Super excited seeing y'all stream improve. Much love. Keep fighting it fat. Yeah. Thanks a lot.
Thank you.
We will, and see you next time.
See you. Have a good one.
Have a
Bye.
good one. Bye.